guys, my name is Chad and I want to welcome you back to the Garage Rot YouTube channel. If you've been following along, we've been working on this Suzuki GS 1100 right here for a few weeks now. We have received some parts and some custom pieces that I had to have fabricated for the seat here. And that's actually what we're gonna be working on today. So I have the seat hoop here that I had a local shop fab for me, and they actually did a great job. It looks great. It was exactly what I was looking for. That's what we're gonna be working on in this video. I wanna go ahead and get that welded onto the bike. I've never done that before. I may completely fail at it and we might go another route. But either way, you guys are coming with me along for the ride. So let's go ahead and jump into this. This is the back part of the frame here where you can see the previous owner had already cut this off. You can see this part here that's actually down below the tube frame itself, but that's actually where the top mount is for the rear shock. So we can't really get rid of that. So what I'm thinking of doing is, here, let me put my little template back in here that I made for the seat hoop. Maybe I can kind of show you a better idea what I'm thinking. So that's kind of what we're gonna wind up with to kind of make this not look so silly. I feel like if I just blank that off with a piece of steel on the back side of there and weld that up, that's probably gonna look kind of weird. I actually got this idea from a beginners welder group that I joined on Facebook. Those guys were really helpful on there. So I posted a picture of this and was kind of asking some questions for some ideas. And I had one guy that had a similar situation to this on his bike, and he posted some pictures for me. And what he did was he actually came off of that and then just kind of swooped that up and kind of made that angle and tie into the bottom of the 1-inch tube out a little farther. I feel like that would look pretty cool. You know, I've got kind of the ruler there to kind of give an idea what that would look like. I think that'll be cool, so that's an idea. Anyways, I'm going to pull that battery out, get that out of the way, and then I'm gonna start cleaning up some of this metal here and prep it to weld. Alright guys, so I've been starting to clean up the frame here where we're going to be welding at. I have kind of been thinking as I'm cleaning this stuff up that I might want to do a little bit of a different approach. I guess not really, just kind of different than what I was initially thinking. You can see the way that he cut this. He cut, you know, the tube off flush with this part here. When I go to weld this tube, because of this piece here, I'm not going to be able to weld the bottom side of the tube here. So I'm thinking that I need to probably cut this back some more in order to be able to get all the way under there with the welder and fully weld the bottom of that tube in there. And then later on, we can worry about extending this kind of gusset or support, I guess, out further. So we're gonna do that. Alright guys, you can see we made some progress here. Like I said, I cut this back about 1 inch or so, so that now when we weld that seat hoop on here, we can actually get to the bottom side of the tube, make sure that we weld that around all real good. Also, in that Facebook group, the guys had mentioned a couple other things to me that I forgot. I'll tell you guys that we're doing. They recommended beveling the edge on this tube here and the seat hoop as well that we're going to be putting on there, as well as I've got a slightly smaller diameter tube here. So the frame is 1 inch. This tube is 3/4 inch diameter. What we're also going to be doing is putting this little tube inside of that tube just to kind of strengthen that weld. Hey guys, it's coming along. So now I got that cut off there. I'm gonna finish cleaning this up a little bit better. I'm gonna bevel this edge. Then I'm gonna figure out how long I need to cut this piece, as well as how long I need to cut the seat hoop, and bevel that seat hoop up, and then we'll be ready to actually try to tackle it here. Got that stuff set up there, cleaned up pretty good. I am going to go ahead and put the tank back on real quick, and then put my cardboard template back in the frame there, so we can visually kind of get an idea lengthwise if we want to cut a little bit of that seat hoop off. I had them make it a little bit long, thinking that I was probably going to cut some of that off. So I'm going to do that. That cardboard design stuff really helps me to kind of put everything together. So I'm gonna do that real quick. From there, we're gonna cut that piece, cut our other two pieces, slap them in there, and weld our first project. Oh, I'm crazy, I know. My first actual welding project is gonna be welding the frame on a motorcycle. But hey, that's how I roll. Everything that I've learned how to do, I've just been kind of shoved off the dock, but I figure it out. I'll learn how to swim. All right, you can kind of get a look at that now, guys. That looks freaking sweet, if I do say so myself. I had it in a little closer because I thought it looked a little bit better, but it just didn't seem like it was gonna be enough room to sit another person back there. So we'll go from there to the end there. That appears to be 10 inches, maybe a little bit less. So let's see how long this piece is here. This is our custom piece we have made. So yeah, it's about 12 inches. So I think if we go with 10, we're gonna wind up cutting 2 inches off of here. And I think that's gonna give us a good length there. So we'll go with that. This piece here, we're gonna cut 2 pieces at 6 inches. And then we're gonna make that cardboard piece there a part of the frame. Okay, we got our 2 inches cut off. I just wanted to come over here and try to fit this up here and hopefully make sure that it's kind of even and we don't have one side longer than the other. Let's get our other insert pieces here and see if we can actually fit it up here. That one. Dude, looks pretty sick. I mean, with the tank on there and the handlebars, it's like starting to starting to look like my vision a little bit here. So next what we need to do is finish cleaning this piece up here, and then we're gonna slap this baby back on here and weld her up. We got that. Go ahead and slide this piece on, as I said. All right. It does kind of seem like it's wanting to sag a little bit at the end, so I think I might try to prop something underneath there just to kind of hold it level. All right, everybody. I think it looks good, so I'm gonna go for it. Wish me luck. I hope everything works out. I hope everything goes okay. I think it will. I'm pretty confident that we got this. Nothing to it but to do it, I guess. All right, guys, here goes nothing. I think I'm just gonna do a tack on each side just to get it in place and holding, and then we'll attack it after that. This side is kind of trying to pull out a little bit, so I'm going to try to push it in when I tack it. I think it's still looking okay. I think I'm going to try to get one on the underside of both sides, and then I'll get this piece of wood out of the way. All right, there it is. I'm just gonna throw you guys in a time lapse and I'm gonna go for it, I guess. All right, guys, we did it. I've gone over both the joints once. They're not the prettiest, I know that. So take it easy on me, guys. It's a little late here tonight. You can see it's dark outside. I'm gonna wrap it up tonight. Tomorrow night, I'm gonna come back out here, go ahead and hit that with the flap wheel, kind of take off the flux and all that stuff. And, see if we need to touch it up a little bit. I definitely was finding it hard getting on the underside. Now I think about it, it may have been beneficial for me to pull that wheel off so I could get under there a little bit better. But hindsight's 2020. Here's kind of what we got. Obviously, I was had to do a little start, stop. So right now I can see there's kind of a little spot there I'd like to kind of get back into and kind of smooth that out a little bit. I didn't blow any holes through, so that's good. I feel like that was my main concern, was I was worried that I was just gonna blow holes through the thing. So I did stay away from that. All right, guys, I'm gonna call it a night, wrap it up here, come back out here tomorrow and we will try to finish that part up. All right, guys, we're back out here. As I said, we left off, we got that welded. I'm going to go ahead and hit that with the flap wheel, clean that up a little bit, see where we're at with it. And then I went ahead and picked up some other metal today so that hopefully we can figure out our little gusset pieces and hopefully get those welded up too. So let's get after it. I'm at a point now where I was just cleaning that up some with the flap wheel. I can't really get in there the way I want to with that rear tire in the way. So I think what I'm gonna do is go ahead and bite the bullet. I should have done this to begin with, I know, but I'm gonna go ahead and pull this rear tire off. And then I think I'm even going to pull the rear shocks off and just let the swing arm dangle there. That way I can really get in there like I want to. And then when I go to weld these gusset pieces on, don't have the shocks in my way, don't have the rear wheel in my way. And that way we can really just do a good job. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this stuff off. Let's do that. Definitely should have done that to begin with. Look how much room I got now. I'm gonna go ahead and clean it up a little bit more with the flap wheel here, and then maybe even start to measure for some pieces. So let's do that. All right, y'all, got a little template here. This is kind of what I'm thinking, and I think I like the look of that. I think that's what we're gonna go with. We're gonna duplicate that on the other side. We'll cut those pieces out, I think, and then pull the welder out, touch this up, and then we'll get these pieces in here and Alright guys, so we got all of the pieces cut out for the gusset underneath the seat hoop. We are going to work on that next, but first, I think I mentioned I got these little tabs here on the frame. I'm thinking I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of those. So we're gonna cut these off, grind those down, smooth those down real good. We're gonna make sure that we got all this cleaned up real well here to weld our gusset pieces on there, and those are gonna kind of look like this. And yeah, I think it's gonna look pretty sick. I'm getting pretty excited now because it's kind of starting to come together. We're starting to get a good look going on here, so let's get to it. Time to weld. All right, guys, it's proving to be much more challenging than I thought, this whole welding thing. I think we're doing okay though. I feel like I was starting to get the hang of it. So let's take a look and see what we got. So we got this gusset piece all welded on here. The welds are not the greatest, I know that. And I actually did already hit them with the flap wheel a little bit and start to smooth them out, because I think like to have this just kind of all smooth looking here, you know, not seeing the welds at all. But let's take a look at the other side, the inside part over here. Over here is where I feel like I really started to get the hang of it. I feel like even though I've ground it down a little bit here, you can see there's just a lot more consistency in that weld there. Now over on this side, we got one little piece tacked in here so far. I'm gonna go ahead and tack the other side on, then tack this bottom piece here. We're gonna weld it all up, clean this up, and then we'll be all done and ready to make the seat. All right, so I'm gonna end this video there. I'm very happy with what we got accomplished. We did some decent welding. We discussed we can get better, and we will with some more practice. But for our first project, I think that's pretty damn good. Now, I will be cleaning that up with the flap wheel and stuff, so in the next video, you guys will see that all finished up. I'll probably even throw a coat of paint on it. Because next week's video, we're gonna be actually making the seat to sit on top of there. So that's gonna be an exciting one. That's gonna be our last like real big job that we got left to do, I think. So definitely come back next week to check that one out. And like always, guys, don't forget to hit that thumbs up on the way out. Drop me a comment down below of what you guys wanna see in future videos, any suggestions you might have on the bike. If you've got any advice as far as the welding or anything else is concerned, drop it down below. I love to learn from you guys. So until next time, rod on. Later.